Okay, welcome back. So now that we have Asterisk actually running and working, as we can see with the service Asterisk status tool, it's still running. I want to show you how to get into the command line interface. I just want to show you where it is. We're not going to start using it yet, but just good for future reference. So if I type *R, that's going to open the Asterisk CLI or command line interface. From here, there are many commands that I can use. One is SIP show peers, and that would actually show some of our SIP endpoints or SIP carriers, and we're going to get into a lot more detail on this, so I just really wanted to briefly touch on this before we go any further. Let's exit, and just type exit, hit enter, and now I'm exiting. Now it's important to realize exiting from there is not going to stop Asterisk, so I'll type service Asterisk status again, and you can see Asterisk is still running. The next thing I do want to point out is there is something called Selinux that is by default enabled on the CentOS Linux distribution that we're using. And for reasons that you want to use it, it can be very good, but for the purposes of this course, we're going to just go ahead and disable it because it is a bit more intrusive and it has a lot to do with security. So in future courses where we get more into the Asterisk security mindset and securing SIP and VoIP and the Linux server itself, if it's attached to the public network, public internet, we'll kind of delve into that then. But for right now, I do just want to go ahead and disable Selinux. So in order to do that, we're going to use nano again. You're going to go to etc Selinux, and we're going to edit the config file. So type this command in just like that, and here we are inside of the configuration. So you can see that the Selinux type is set to enforcing. What we want to do is move the arrows over to where we get to the G here, and so I want to disable this completely. I'm going to get rid of enforcing and type disabled. So now that I've typed disabled, I'm going to again use that same way of exiting out of here with the Control X. It's going to ask me if I want to save. I do, so I hit the Y key, and then the file I want to write it to is that same file. And so I click yes, enter, and that saves it. So in order for Selinux to actually take place, what we need to do is do a full reboot. And when we reboot, what's going to happen is Asterisk will not start because we have not configured it to start up on reboot or on boot up. So what I want to do now is enable that. So now that we have that service set up, we can do that service Asterisk stop, and it's going to stop and shut down Asterisk. So now if I try to get into the command line interface, I don't have access to it because it's not running. There's no Asterisk services running, and I can see that by doing a PS, which shows all the processes. And I'm jumping ahead a lot into the Linux commands. I don't want you to get bogged down in that stuff yet. I do just kind of want to show you what's available here. So now that Asterisk isn't running, we're going to do a service Asterisk status, and we can see it stopped. But we're going to reboot, so not a big deal. What we want to do is set it up so that after the reboot, the service automatically starts. And to do that, we're going to use the check config command, Asterisk on. So what this does is, on boot up, it's going to turn the Asterisk service on. And it's as simple as that. So that's just going to power up the service. We do a quick reboot here. When we come back to the command line of the Linux terminal, Asterisk will automatically be running, and then we can check and see if SE Linux has been disabled. Now let's check and see if Asterisk came back up when we restarted. As you know, it was stopped when we before we powered it down. So now let's see if it's running. Service Asterisk status. And look at that, Asterisk is now running. So I can jump into the terminal here, and now we can do a zip show peers just like we did last time. Exit, and we can double check again, and it is still running. So great, so now that we have it as a service, we don't have to worry about it. Now let's double check the SE Linux status using the SE status command. And we can see the SE Linux has been disabled. So great, this is the end of the first lab. We now have a working Asterisk system that we can use as a demonstration tool, and we'll jump into some more lessons about the config files and kind of take it from there and start building SIP endpoints and get a SIP soft phone working on our next lab.